The early game in Arc Raiders is arguably some of the most impactful time that you'll have in the game, because it not only starts to mold your playstyle, but it also starts to mold the trajectory of your future adventures, what you go for, and how you play. Now, for beginners like me, especially that has not played a lot of extraction shooters, I had a very good foundation of tips and tricks that helped me to improve in the early game of Arc Raiders, to get my stash loaded up, to help me go into future raids, and also to make me feel more comfortable when playing the game. My name is Manifold. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Let's jump right in to my top 5 tips and tricks that helped me in the early game of Arc Raiders. Now, starting off with the first tip, and don't let this deter you, and please don't click off when I say this. If you want to, I guess go ahead. But don't be afraid to play in squads. Now, I know this might sound pretty self-explanatory, and if you are already playing with friends, by all means, continue. But if you're a solo player, I would encourage you to play with some randoms, and there's one good reason for that, not just for the trio experience, but to get those early missions done. Now, what do I mean by that? For those that don't know, mission progress is shared across players in Arc Raiders. So, for example, if you have to damage any of the Arc machines, especially, the flying ones, if your teammate damages them and you have that current mission, the mission progress will be counted for when your teammate damages the Arc robot and you do not. There have been plenty of times where I've been in missions and I've had to either scavenge Arc machines or destroy them, and my teammates do it. And I don't have to shoot a bullet at all. I don't have to worry about it. And they are able to help me complete these missions, and vice versa. You may be helping somebody else complete missions as well and may not even realize it. And I think that this helps a lot in the early game, because you're able to get a lot of good material early on. You're able to level up early on as well and unlock more things, especially in the crafting. Moving on to crafting, however, the thing that I would recommend is to increase your stash size ASAP. Now, you do get coins when you sell product, and when you start out, I think you start off with 5,000 coins. And I know you may want to go and buy some of the weapons and some of the gear that the other vendors sell, but I would encourage you to upgrade your stash as soon as possible. While you're out in the world, you're going to be collecting a lot of, especially early material, a lot of metal scrap, a lot of plastic parts, and a lot of chemicals in order to craft the things that you need, especially early on. So definitely get that stash size upgraded as soon as possible, and I would say even tunnel on that. Don't worry about buying other things from vendors. Get that stash size increased so that you can have as much room as possible, and then focus on spending your coin on potentially some other things you may need from vendors. Speaking of crafting and vendors as well, especially if coin is costing you too much money and you're just not earning coin as fast as you want, upgrade your workbenches as soon as possible. As soon as you upgrade the workbenches, you're going to start being able to craft shield rechargers, better shields, better looting mods. By all means, tunnel on these upgrades for the workbenches. You're going to be able to not only save a lot of coin doing this, but the material that you have in the stashes that you have been using and hoarding are going to come to great use in this regard. You're going to be able to craft a ton of really, really good things, especially good weapons like the Apregio and I forgot what that other pistol is called, but another really good pistol, another green one. I'm a noob. You're going to be able to craft these things instead of having to worry about buying them with coin or relying on potentially finding them out in the wild, which of course is significantly harder due to the RNG factor, and you may not know if you're going to run into any players that have it. My next tip, honestly, loot everything you see. What do I mean by this? If you see lockers that are already open, don't be afraid to go loot them, because A, you still get XP for looting those lockers, and B, there may be some valuable things in those lockers that the previous player left behind. Maybe somebody's tunneling on getting batteries. Maybe somebody's tunneling on getting toasters. They might leave behind a gun, that maybe is a lot better than your gun, but is worse than their gun. Or they might leave behind a material that you need. Maybe it's assorted seeds. Maybe it's metal parts. Maybe it's power cable, as you saw me just pick up there. Definitely don't be afraid to go and loot lockers that have already been opened. Again, you get XP for it, and not to mention, there may be items left behind for you that will help you on your journey. The last thing on this list that really did help me, especially with the mindset of collecting and hoarding, for a lack of better terms, is don't be afraid to salvage or sell items. I see so many posts on Twitter and Reddit especially that say not to salvage anything, keep everything that you have, no matter what it is, whether you need it now or later, keep everything. I would disagree with this, only because you can't get to that later stage in the game without getting past your current stage. So, for example, a lot of people have been saying to save your items for when you go on the expedition. When you send your raider off to go on the expedition and you prestige or, whatever it's called, save all your items for that. No, I would disagree with that heavily. I would say use your items now. Use the items that you have now in order to help your character now. Maybe you don't prestige, later on. Maybe you stop playing the game, at some point. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but don't tunnel on saving all these resources for things that you might not even get to later on. Use your resources now, break down and salvage your items for coin or for basic material that you may need in order to either upgrade your workbench, make some shield rechargers, or something of the sort instead of just having the items sit in your inventory doing nothing. I hope these tips helped you guys out. I'm definitely working on some more videos to bring in the future for Arc Raiders. I'm loving this game so much. I'm so surprised. I have just fallen in love with this game, and I'm having a phenomenal time playing it. Let me know if there are any tips that helped you guys. I really do love having a conversation about this game and learning more and more about it. Thank you guys so much for your time today. Like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed and want to see more content like this. But I hope you guys stay hydrated. I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your day. Take care, everybody.